Yeah, let's start. Today we will learn about one more Python object type, that is tuple. In last session we have completed dictionary and before that list. So this is the final object type which we are going to learn, and this is the third most important thing to learn in object type apart from list and dictionaries. Yeah, so let's start. As we know, list we can denote by, for example, and dictionaries we can denote by. So how to denote tuple? So we can just say it like this. It should be in the parenthesis. So if we see now, what is the type of tuple? And type of record, last but not the least. So list is denoted by square bracket, record is denoted by curly braces, and tuple is denoted by parenthesis. There is one more way to create a tuple. For example, if I just denote tuple by just t, you can just put it in a comma separated way, and let's see what it is, tuple. And if we do type of t, it's still a tuple. But if you want to create an empty list, for example, it is L1. If you want to create an empty list with one member, still it will be same goes with dictionary. But if you are going to create this for tuple, now let's see what's the type of tuple. It's an int, because if you are going to create a single element in the tuple, if you're going to put single element in the tuple, then it should not be in this way. Proper way is putting a comma separated. Just put comma, and then after that if you do, then it's a tuple. So remember this thing, this is a catch here if you want to create a single element tuple. Apart from this, there are multiple operations in the tuple. For example, if you have t1 equals to we can just concat it. But tuples are immutable. You will not be able to change tuples value. You don't have any operation. So whatever we have created on the screen, it's just a concatenation, and it has resulted in a you may see this and may say that yeah, this has changed the tuple value, but what we are doing here is that we are reassigning the tuple. T1 object is here, and we are reassigning the tuple to it. We cannot change in place. For example, if I have a tuple, now let's see t1 equals to, if I had a list, and if we wanted to just replace first zeroth element with, for example, a single string, It's possible. And we have changed the list itself in place. Let's try to do this with tuple. You can get this error, type error, tuple object does not support item assignment. So, and if you, but there are other ways to do an assignment. You can create another variable and store it in, or you can change the variable, but you will not be able to change the in place values. There's one more thing. We do this way. Oh, sorry. Example, I have a tuple. This is also a simple way to create a tuple. Just put comma as we have seen earlier. Now if I do, this will just multiply it and repeat it. So we have got the same value being repeated 4 times. If we do the asterisk and the number. Okay, and there is another kind of tuple thing which we can have, like 1 comma 2. This should be nested tuple. So if you want to access the element of, for example, 0th element would be 1, first element would be 2, third element, sorry, I have just typed here 2. So second element is like 3 comma 4, but you want to access only third element, then you should do 0, 3, 4. So this is the third element, and in this we are accessing 0th element, second element, and this in this we are accessing 0th element and first element. Apart from this, we can support assignment in tuple. For example, if I have a tuple, say 1 comma 2, and here I have a, in between I have a list, and then 7. So this is a catch here. You can see here what is the second element of this, 4 and 5. What I can do is here now, second element and 0th element of that element is 4. If I want to replace it with test, it's possible, although it is inside tuple. This is possible because this element is list, and we are changing this element. We are not changing the tuple itself. If you wanted to change, if you wanted to do like this, this will throw an error because it would say a type error. But yeah, we can change the list because list is mutable type. So the difference between, main difference between tuple and list is mutable, we can change it, but tuple is immutable, we cannot change it. So why do we need tuple? This question might have arisen in your mind because the thing is that the developer of Python was a mathematician. So when he started to develop a program, he made tuple in that case, and tuple provides some integrity because you can be assured like this is not going to change. If you want something in a program that doesn't needs to be changed, then tuple is for that purpose. Apart from this, other operation what I can show you is, if you want to sort a tuple, this is, if you want to do like this, it will not work. It will show an error because we cannot change tuple in place. So what to do in this case? There is one simple way we can do it. We can create a temporary and use list function and create a list out of that. So what we have now here is temp, which is a list. Now let us do temp dot sort. What is temp? And then after that reassign it. So you can use tuple function also to create a tuple. Now we have sorted. Otherwise, so this is a two-step process. Or what you can do is that, for example, let us again create a tuple. Okay, the shortcut method would be just do it like, let us see what it prints first. If we put it into the sorted function. Okay, it is a list. If we put it into the sorted function. So what we can do is that tuple. Now we have sorted tuple. Apart from that, there are a couple of more functions which we can look at. So if we want to get the index of 2, this is function tuple supports index function. So 2 is at 1, so we can get it. Now there is another 2. Let us see if I can get value start stop. 0 1 2 3. Okay, it is starting at here. Okay, so when we do normal index, it will just print the first value. What we have done here is that index of 2, but it should start from 2. So if we take 0 1 2, so this gives this 2. If we want to start from 3, then also it will give this 2 only, but when we start from 4, it will return this value. Apart from this, there is also one more function, count. You can count the number of 2's in this case. And yeah, we have gone majorly through tuple. So here tuple ends. We will also go through files. So let me create. We have gone through tuple. Let's go through files. Okay. So what we can do in files, for example, there can be multiple scenarios where you might need to work with files. For example, might need to read files. You might need to write data on your files. Whenever you're writing a program, it does certain calculation and you want to store it in some files. So in that case, this file function is important. File is not a function, but open is main function which we can use. So right now we will go through it and see how to read the main files. Okay. So what I can do here is that let us open internet. First we'll see how to read the file. Then we'll see how to write the file. We can just download any sample text file from. Okay, already sample text files. Okay, let us see what it shows. Okay, it is sampled. Okay, this is good. We can take in this file. So what I can do is that I can copy this to some location. Let us let us take it from downloads only. If you have Notepad++, then let's go and see, and where we code our programs, we can store it here. Okay, so now we have this file. Now let's go to our idle. So we have two idle open. Let's go close older one. Now let's do file equals to open. So we need to specify, you can see here what it is showing: file, mode, buffering, encoding, errors, new line, close up. There are many things which we can do, but first let's open the file and read it. So where is our file located, we will have to see. For example, it's located in C code, and let me type it here. I will show you. If you just do it here, like click here, you will get the file name, and it also shows in the idle what folders are available for you. So here I'm selecting code, and after that, yeah, I'm using this sample text 10 KB file. Use single quotes in this case, because single quote will allow you to read file. Let us check if it does or not. Yeah, if you are using double quotes, for example, let me close this file. So if you want to open, use open method. If you want to close, close method. Okay, but if you are using double quotes to open the file, so oh, I think it detects the double quotes also, and otherwise it's best to put double backslashes in your code if you want to open it, because it might throw error in some of the shell. It is not throwing it here. That's really good, but it should throw. So if you are using double quotes or single quote, always try to, let me close it again, write it like this, and this is the best method if you are using Windows. And then code, okay, let's see what it does. Yeah, so now we have a file open, and it says it's an IO operation text wrapper, and it gives you the name of the file which it has opened, and it is also giving the encoding. So what we can do is that to read everything, just do it like file dot read operation, and we have stored all the operation in data. So let's print data. If we just write data, so it has given everything what is there in file, but we don't want this way. Now again, if you try to do it like file dot read, again if you try to do the operation, you will get in nothing, because the thing is that imagine as if you are reading the whole book. So same way Python also reads everything in the file. So it has started reading from here, and it has ended here. So after that, when we try to read it, so it is not going to give you anything because the cursor is here at the last end of the file. Let me open the file. So it has started to read it from here, and after that it has ended it here. And when we are again trying to do with the data to file.read, it is not able to open. So in this case, what you can do is that use file operation and do seek 0. Seek 0, you can think it as like what you do in your video player in phones and all, etc. When you want to go back to the 0th minute, or in YouTube videos when you see, then you go again to the start. So after doing file.seek0, what I have done is that I have brought this cursor back to this lower here. So if I again try to read it, okay, now let me see what data2 does. Yeah, data2 has everything, but what is the type of data2? It's a string and it is very big. If you want to read everything one by one, line by line, just you read in your normal daily life, any book or something, what you can do here is that let us close the file, or we can just do it like seek 0. So again we have gone to our first position of the file. Now instead of doing, we can just do data equals to file dot read. Instead of storing it, we can just do it at read line. Okay, read line is a mechanism, it will read line by line. Okay, good. Then again let's do, so it has read till here, DUI, you can see here. If you try to print it, let us do it again. Let us print it, then it will print nicely. File dot seek 0, and after that print file dot read line. Okay, see it has perfectly printed. We don't see here slash n and etc, because print statement prints like what we see on our text editor kind of thing. So it's here. Again let's do print. So it has printed this one slash n, this gap here. Now let me do again read line. So this is second paragraph, donic, and it ends it here none. So this is the way you can do it. But if you want to read it everything at once and store it in some list, there is simple thing like file dot read lines. Okay, so in this case it has stored it in the list. So we have not stored it in our variable. What we can do is that here is file dot seek 0. Now lines equals to, we can store it as file dot read lines. Okay, so lines is a string. Let us do type of lines, it is a list. Okay, so in this way we have stored it. If we do it like lines, 0th element is the first paragraph, lines first, it's an empty slash n, lines 2. Since this is big file, we will not be able to see it. So this is how we read it and how to write it. Okay, so let us close it. And what we can do here is that we let us write some file. Okay, let's put our output file name as we opened it, we can just do it at open as we did there, and let's do C, and in code let's store our file name as my information. Okay, dot text. And here the catch is use W. In read we used R, here you should use W since we want to write it. Okay, so now let us see what output has. Output has a IO handler. Now what we can do it here is that output dot write. Okay, hi, my name is Sam. Okay. It shows how much it has written. And what let us see what happens now. I like to work on Python. I am a okay. So we have written everything. Now let us close it. Now let's go to our folder, and here it is my information.txt. You can see here is that everything is in one line only because we didn't specify spaces and all etc. So what we can do it here, let us again open this one. Okay, and instead of here we can add slash n, which is for new line. Okay, let us repeat this sentence too. And do it this also. Close. Now let us see what happens here. If you open my information.txt, now it looks perfectly nice. So we can create one sample script in couple of minutes. I don't have much time, but yeah, let us see information script to store text file. You can write any program and store it this, but we will here use, for example, let us first open file, open, okay, and store, okay. We can do it here as information. Let us delete this file. No, not delete it. We can just do it. Information storer, and you can use time module also. For example, import time. So everything would be different. Okay, from date time, import date time. Let's see if it works or not. So, okay, now equals to date time dot. Let us see what option it gives. So we have day, hour, from timestamp also we can put it up. We can give now also. The UTC now is there. So what we can do here is that we can put use timestamp. Let's see what it prints. Okay, we'll do date time dot UTC now. This would be good. No need to. Also, if we can do, okay, I have 8:30. That's only left. Okay. What it needs, what it does now. An integer is required from code data. Okay. we can do it as now dot. Does this works? Yes. So this is a timestamp, and what we will do here is that now equals to date time dot utc now, and timestamp equals to, so every file we create will be unique with the timestamp. Okay, so now dot timestamp. Okay, let me check it once again. Cool. Now we can, instead of, what we can do here is that just store it. We can create here like file name equals to, okay, C code and instead of just writing everything, we have stored everything, our file name, in a variable, and we will write it. Okay, now we will ask input to everyone. First would be name equals to input, what is your name. Okay, and we can just result it like file dot write, okay, name plus we need to add n here. Okay, after that age equals to input, what is your age, and you can create it like this is simple one. And after that just try to close it. There is also one method with open, you can search it. It's a handler that you need to use because it closes file operation automatically. You don't need to close, and it doesn't raises any error. And after that I will, what I can do is that close here. Okay, and let me save this. in info store.py. Okay, let's see if it runs properly. Cool, must be string and it not be float. You can see here it's a type error because C code is a string, information is a string, but our timestamp is an integer. In this case, when you are trying to add string plus integer or integer plus string, then it will raise an error. So you have to convert this integer to string. What is your name? Ram. What is your age? 12. So we can see here, and the problem here we have done is that we have not added dot text file. If you want to open this file, it will say this kind of stuffs, and we can open with, you can just open, we can rename it. Okay, ram. Okay, we have done some, okay, we have not, we have to here age, and let us convert this timestamp into it because it is adding decimal symbols. Okay, and let us add here dot text. Now again let's run it. What is your name? Shyam, age 14. Now we have another, so this is different text file, Shyam 14. You can, okay, 3 minutes are there, so we can just create it. So your name is, oh, you are of years old. You are okay, years old. Let's save it once more. So every time you will click on this run, new file will be created with timestamp. You can see here things are changing. So I can do Ram Sham Raju and his age is 19. So let us see what happens. So we have new file created. So your name is Raju. So you can create fun stuff when you are creating a program. Suppose you are creating a program to calculate something or perform some operation, table or something to store value. Then you can use file to store some information. We could have gone through pickling and JSON also, but we don't have much time left. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Ping me if you have any questions, or I have just 1 minute left. Okay, guys, thanks. We will again meet on Friday. We will go through some more fun stuff. Now we have gone through the object types, then we can go on control and create some more useful programs. Thank you. Bye.